KYZYL-BEYIT cultural village. In search of something unusual, our attention was caught by a small village in the Jalalabad region. The only way to get there is by crossing the Naryn River on a ferry. This is Kyrgyz Friends, and we are inviting you to the other side of the Naryn River to get a taste of the lives of the wonderful people that live in the KYZYL-BEYIT cultural village. The village was always covered from three sides by rocky mountains, which are impossible to pass. The last side was the only passage to the mainland. A long time ago, the river over here had a different flow, and the people were able to move freely. However, during the Soviet times, a lot of hydroelectric power plants were built in the Kyrgyz Republic. One of such innovations played a massive role in the lives of the people who were living in the KYZYL-BEYIT village. When all of a sudden the last link between the village and the mainland had disappeared underwater, the time had stopped working in this village, hidden deep in the mountains. Today the road to KYZYL-BEYIT is not easy. We have left our car by the river, took all the necessities we needed, and headed towards the waiting point. A ferry took us to the other side of the river. Here, the locals have already prepared for us their main transport: horses and donkeys. We are entering the ferry, and this is getting more and more fun because after several minutes of ride on this ferry, we're gonna enter the island that surrounds by water. And at the very end, we're gonna take horses.
You like a lonely man, without me, you're not like everyone. That's he's why I choose you. You're the one who can make me happy. Oh, you know you're in love when you come for the sea.
Guys, so we have just arrived to the other shore. Now look at this very cute Hatiko overload because the dog was actually waiting for us and it was so cute. Now we're going to our horses, so follow us to get on our horses.
You like a lonely man.
Very quick updates. We are not riding only horses because some of us are gonna ride donkeys up to that point. So stay tuned for more.
People, this is so unexpected. Some people got their horses, I got my own donkey, and I love animals, you know guys. I don't feel good actually riding it, but you need to try everything in your life. This is the first time I'm gonna ride a donkey.
We have started making our way towards the village. The locals, who are used to the distances, say that they do not notice the time as they walk from the ferry to the village. However, it took us an hour and a half before we started seeing the first houses. The locals proudly say that nowadays they have electricity. They watch TV and charge their phones in order to stay in touch with the mainland. It turns out that this is an innovation for them. A village had stayed without any electricity for years. Only recently, Several solar panels and batteries were brought to KYZYL-BEYIT.
We arrived and we're entering the house. I have no idea what awaits us, but we'll see in a second. Let's tell hi to all of the people.
It must be mentioned, however, that the locals were never worried about something which may be considered as an inconvenience in the modern world. In KYZYL-BEYIT, there were always a lot of things to do. For example, the income of the 300 people who live in the village is mainly based on the growth and sale of the livestock. They also gather wild fruits and nuts that grow freely around the village and sell them on the mainland. There are no schools or hospitals in the village. Due to this fact, the locals always care for and look after one another.
We are standing in the natural kitchen, the most natural kitchen in the world. Right next to me, dear grandma, she is local here and she cooked a beautiful dimdama here. Steamed vegetables with meat. For meat we use beef, cabbage, carrot, potatoes, tomatoes, and beautiful bouillon underneath. And over here, look at this, guys. It's a kitchen setup. It's like a table, they cook here, and it's super natural over here. And over there, you're gonna see the table and you have to see it. It is one of the most natural and one of the most beautiful setup I ever seen in my life. And here is the place they receive guests, and look at that.
As the day starts to end, we have asked one of the local women to share with us the recipe of preparation of jarma.
Going to see how jarma is made. Jarma. Drink from Kyrgyzstan. Tasty, nutritious, healthy, damn good.
It is a Kyrgyz national drink which is often prepared in the hot season. Ingredients are quite simple. Lamb fat, flour, water, crushed grain, which is usually barley or wheat, sourdough and salt. Once the drink is prepared, we wait till it cools down and try it. According to the Kyrgyz tradition, the first portions are always passed to the older ones. Once we all have our cups full of jarma, we take our first sip. As we drink the delicious jarma, we go over the events of the day, the new acquaintances that we have made in this extraordinary village, the lessons that we have learned during this day, and the strong yet kind-hearted people who made us wonder about how comfortable our life actually is.